There's a golden powder sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now that most people completely ignore. And after this video, you're going to walk straight to that cabinet and use it, because what's about to be laid out here has been hiding in plain sight for over 4,000 years. Ancient healers in India called it a gift from the gods. Persian physicians wrote entire chapters about it 1,000 years ago. And now, modern labs armed with tools those ancient scholars could never have imagined are proving them right, sentence by sentence, study by study. We're talking about turmeric, that bright orange root, ground into golden powder, that's probably been sitting untouched in your pantry since the last time you made curry. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what happens inside 3 of your most critical systems: your liver, your kidneys, and your blood, the moment you start using this every single morning. Your liver is fighting a war you can't see. Your liver runs over 500 different functions every second without asking for a break. It produces bile to break down fat. It manufactures the proteins that let your blood clot. It stores glucose for energy. It filters toxins. It processes every medication you take. It regulates your hormones. And it clears out old, worn-down blood cells. It is, without exaggeration, the most sophisticated chemical factory on the planet, and it's under constant attack. Alcohol, ultra-processed food, artificial preservatives, pollution, everyday medications, chronic stress, bad sleep, every one of these chips away at it. And over time, that damage compounds into inflammation, fat buildup, and eventually real cellular damage. This is exactly where curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, steps in. Researchers have compared its anti-inflammatory power to certain prescription drugs, minus the side effects. Here's the mechanism. Curcumin blocks a molecule called NF-κB, one of the master switches for inflammation in the human body. Flip that switch off, and you shut down the inflammatory cascade that's been quietly damaging liver tissue. On top of that, curcumin boosts bile production, which makes fat digestion easier and takes pressure off the liver. Clinical trials have found that regular curcumin intake can lower elevated liver enzymes, the exact markers doctors check for liver damage, even in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition affecting hundreds of millions of people worldwide. After a few months of consistent use, the improvements show up in the blood work. Think about that. While you sleep, while you work, while you live your life. This could be quietly turning down inflammation in one of your body's most valuable organs. Your kidneys filter 40 gallons of blood a day. 2 bean-shaped organs sitting on either side of your spine are filtering roughly 180 liters of blood every 24 hours. That's your entire blood supply, cleaned about 40 times a day. They regulate blood pressure, balance your electrolytes, trigger red blood cell production, and activate vitamin D for bone health. When kidneys start failing, the whole body pays for it. Fluid retention, toxin buildup, mineral imbalances, high blood pressure. And chronic kidney disease is one of the most underdiagnosed conditions in the modern world, because the warning signs show up years after the damage has already started. Lab and animal studies have shown curcumin can protect kidney tissue from multiple types of damage. Its biggest weapon is its antioxidant power, neutralizing the free radicals that drive oxidative stress, one of the leading causes of kidney damage. Researchers at institutions like the University of Maryland have documented curcumin's ability to reduce inflammation in the nephrons, the kidney's core functional units. It's even been shown to help modulate immune response in autoimmune kidney conditions like lupus nephritis and to offer protective effects in diabetic patients, whose kidneys are under constant stress from high blood sugar. Your blood is a 60,000-mile highway, and it might be congested. Blood travels through more than 60,000 miles of vessels in your body. It's not just a fluid. It's a transportation network, a communication system, an immune defense force, and a temperature regulator all at once. One of the sneakiest, most common problems in the body is chronic vascular inflammation. When blood vessels stay inflamed long-term, your risk of clotting, arterial stiffening, and serious cardiovascular events climbs. Curcumin goes straight after that inflammation. Studies in cardiology journals have shown regular curcumin use can lower key inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6. But that's not all. Curcumin has mild natural blood thinning properties, helping blood flow more smoothly and reducing clot risk. That effect is strong enough that doctors actually warn people already on blood thinners to check with a physician before adding curcumin, which, if you think about it, isn't a red flag. It's proof the compound is doing something real and measurable in your circulatory system. There's more. Curcumin appears to lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, while raising HDL, the protective kind. In a world where cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death, that alone is worth paying attention to. Research has also pointed to curcumin improving insulin sensitivity and helping regulate carbohydrate metabolism, making it a potential ally for anyone at risk of type 2 diabetes. The one mistake almost everyone makes with turmeric. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. Turmeric on its own is almost useless. Your body absorbs a tiny fraction of the curcumin you eat before flushing the rest out. But there's a 4,000-year-old fix for this, and it costs about 10 cents. Black pepper. The compound inside it, piperine, boosts curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Read that again. A single pinch of black pepper transforms how much of this compound your body actually uses. Fat helps too, since curcumin is fat-soluble, which is exactly why coconut oil, whole milk, or olive oil dramatically boost how much reaches your bloodstream. That's the entire secret behind golden milk, the centuries-old Ayurvedic drink combining turmeric, black pepper, milk, and fat. It's not just tradition. It's a scientifically precise formula that ancient healers stumbled onto through nothing but observation and time, centuries before anyone had a microscope. More than 12,000 studies can't all be wrong. Avicenna, the 10th century Persian physician, documented turmeric's use for liver and digestive conditions in his medical encyclopedias. Charaka, one of the founding fathers of Ayurvedic medicine, called it a blood purifier. They had no lab equipment, just careful, repeated observation. And modern science keeps proving them right, one study at a time. What makes turmeric genuinely remarkable from a scientific standpoint is that it doesn't work on just one pathway. It hits multiple biological systems at once, modulating gene expression, interacting with nuclear receptors, blocking inflammatory enzymes, and activating your body's internal antioxidant defense system, NRF2. Scientists call this a pleiotropic compound, one substance, many mechanisms, many systems. That doesn't make it a miracle cure. Nothing works that way. But it does make turmeric one of the most extensively studied natural compounds in the history of medicine, with more than 12,000 published studies backing it. That number speaks for itself. How to actually start tomorrow morning. Start with half a teaspoon of turmeric powder each morning, mixed with a generous pinch of black pepper and a source of healthy fat. Blend it into a smoothie, stir it into tea, mix it with warm water and lemon, or go full tradition and make golden milk. Consistency is everything here. One dose won't change your biology. Weeks and months of consistent use is what actually shows up in your blood work. And if you're on medication, especially blood thinners, immunosuppressants, or diabetes medication, talk to your doctor before adding higher doses, because turmeric's effects are strong enough to interact with them. Now you know exactly what happens in your liver, your kidneys, and your blood when this golden compound enters your system every morning. So, what's stopping you from trying it tomorrow? Drop a comment. Are you already using turmeric, or is tomorrow morning day one? Hit subscribe if this just changed how you look at that jar in your cabinet, because there's a lot more hiding in your kitchen that most people have no idea about.